Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin for the win. We're back for another edition of Monster Hunter Rise. Today on the channel, we're taking a look at the Lance build. So we're going to use Fine Kimura Spear for this particular demonstration here. We're going to use Kaiser Crown X, Critical Eye, Critical Boost, Speed Sharpening here. Next up, we're going to use Archfiend Armor Baloo, Weakness Exploit, Resentment, Chain Crit, Guard. Next up, we're going to use the Basilgeist Braces X, as you'll see here in a second. Skills here, Guard Up, Guard, Agitator, Critical Boost, Critical Eye. Next up, we're going to use Squire's Belt, Weakness Exploit, Critical Boost, Offensive Guard there. Next up, Archfiend Armor Cirrhosis, Dereliction, Resentment, Attack Boost, Critical Eye. We're using that for basically Dereliction. As for Talisman, you want something with Attack Boost 2, preferably with 2 slots or 3. I didn't have one, so I made good use of what I had available to us. For the decorations, Guardian Jewel 3, Tenderizer Jewel 2, Anti-Dragon Jewel 2, or whatever you're going against. 3 Grinder Jewels here in the Kaiser Crown. Archfiend Armor Baloo, Iron Wall Jewel plus 3, Expert Jewel 2. Basilgeist Braces, Critical Jewel 2, Expert Jewel 2. Squire's Belt, Guardian Jewel 3. Here you want Attack Jewel 2, Attack Jewel 2, and an Expert Jewel 2. And then with the Talisman, you could kind of gem in whatever else you want to take to the next level. So if you had a slot here, you probably would put one more attack gem in. That way you could get attack 7 there. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think you get a full attack 7 without that. Let's see here. Full build coming up. 368 attack, 30% affinity, 689 defense. We don't like dragon or thunder. Everything else we can deal pretty much with without any hassles whatsoever. Let's switch over here. That's the skills I'm going to be using. You can use whatever you want on your blue scroll. Critical Eye level 6, Attack Boost 4, Critical Boost free, Weakness Exploit free, Guard free, Offensive Guard free, Speed Sharpening free, Resentment 2, Guard Up 1, Free Meal 1, Dereliction 1, Chain Crit 1. Those are the skills for this particular armor. So full breakdown here, Affinity plus 30%. Attack Boost, we're going to get a nice little, basically 10 boost bonus. Increased damage dealt by critical hits to 40% here. Anytime we hit a monster's weak spot, 50% increased affinity. Here, decreases the impact of attacks and reduces stamina depletion by 30%. Offensive Guard, whenever we basically block an attack that's perfectly timed, we deal more damage. Speed Sharpening, just to be able to sharpen our weapon. Agitator basically increases our affinity when the monster becomes enraged. Resentment, anytime we have red in our gauge, we do more damage. Guard Up there is to allow us to block unblockable attacks. Everything else pretty much is going for Dereliction. So here, red scroll, we're not going to use. We're going to use blue scroll, increase our attack and stun potency, which is very important for this build. Chain crit, if we do a couple of chain hits together, you do increased amount of attack and elemental damage. So you could use basically the Royal Order Guard Plus. Unfortunately, I didn't have it for this demonstration, so I went for the next best thing, which is the Fine Kimura Spear, which has a nice bit of pink sharpness here. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm not actually going to be fighting a Great Azuchi. I'm going to be fighting a Tetradon, because the Lance does particularly better. Even though it can deal with the small monsters relatively easy and destroy them, it really shines against really large monsters, particularly with the skill sets that we're using, and in particular with the scroll that we have available. So, first thing, like with always with a Dereliction build, you want to switch to the blue scroll. Then you want to eat a Gourmet Fish. Gourmet Fish reduces the amount of our burn damage that's happening, because remember, we are a glass cannon and we're burning through our life because of the Curio. So with the Lance, basically, at big monsters, you want to use the X attack. Or the A attack, I should say, to use the upward spike motion, and you're just going to target the monster's weak spot. You know you're hitting the monster's weak spots when you see yellow going off. We'll block attacks. If we perfectly block attack, we have a chance to counterattack with our weapon too. You'll notice because it makes a noise and glows blue when we do that. So most of this is just going to be kind of poking at the monster, blocking. There, we got the perfect guard off, so that was a quick guard, which allows us to do 2 follow-up attacks. Okay, we're going to get close to the monster here, and then we could use our Hunter Art to fly up in air. This is probably the best Hunter Art that you should use, because you get a lot of damage off of it, and on top of that, you have a very high chance of possibly being able to mount the monster here as well. Okay, so we're going to ram into the area wherever we can. Let's see if we can get another one off here. I don't think we'll get any more, because I don't think we'll get to this. Nope, we didn't. Okay. So now we'll go back to basically doing the regular poke, poke, poke. If we want to, we can charge up the spear again, but we're not. We're going to go just for our Hunter Art, because we got really fast cooldown on that one. We'll poke the face. Let's block. We didn't get all the block there, unfortunately. Eventually, as you're studying monsters' patterns, you'll be able to perfect counter. I'm still kind of still getting the hang of it, because every once in a while you won't. Let's poke the head here. Block. Okay, we didn't get the perfect guard there because of the way the monster attacked, but we did get a flinch and break the part as well. Alright, let's block. Nope, weren't able to get it, but we did get the water bug attack off, which will help a little bit. Now the monster's tethered to us. We're out of position there. The one thing about the lance is you have to definitely be mindful of your positioning, because in order to poke the monster, you have to be within a certain range. Sometimes you want to be too close. On top of that, if you're not near the monster, these short hops will not be able to get enough distance without having a Vade extender, which is I don't have on this build. Block. We did not get the perfect guard off there, unfortunately. Let's continue to poke here. Alright, I'm guarding a little bit because I know it's trying to do the charge attack. Alright, we were able to get that. Let's go Hunter Art here. We'll do it to the infinite amount of damage. Monster's getting kind of tired. Oh, looks like there's going to be a territorial battle, so I'm going to just block with the shield as much as possible. Oh, looks like Tetradon fell over there. Perfect. Looks like our Hunter buddy was able to get a thing. Let's use a Hunter Art again. Alright. Let's poke the monster's weak spots again. Or we could jump on the Royal Ludoff. Be able to make a faster clear time here. Let's see. Waiting to get on the monster. Okay, nice. Let's attack. We're going to go for strong attacks. A little trick that I like to do is I like to evade and then use the A for the strong attack again, because you're able to chain these in succession, which allows you to do this minigame a bit faster as opposed to playing it the long way and the harder way. So that's something I like to do. Some people don't like to do that, but I find that it works best, at least for me. Alright, monster's down. Let's poke here with the spear again. Alright, we're going to go Hunter Art again. We could, if we wanted to, charge up our spear for full swing. We're not going to do that on this particular monster based on the way its attack patterns are. It's better to just kind of poke here because we're doing a lot more damage than if we swung. Alright, let's poke, poke, poke. Alright, let's go Hunter Art again. We should be able to hit this. We get another stun. This is because of the blue scroll. Oh, we got randomly hit there. Alright. Our Palico was able to paralyze the monster. That's perfect. Let's go. We'll charge up and use the horizontal swings there. This is usually one of the times you want to do it. I'll use the Hunter Art again. Let's continue to poke this area. We could probably get another aerial Hunter Art off here if we want to. I'm gonna wait. Oh. I mistimed that, but that's fine. Alright, so as you can see again, with Dereliction builds, you gotta be very careful because you are a glass cannon, and although you are blocking attacks with the shield, you still are taking a significant amount of damage. Particularly, you have to be mindful when you're going against afflicted monsters, as afflicted monsters tend to do significantly more damage. As you can see, the monster's icon is blue in the top right corner, which means we could catch it if we wanted to. I'm going to go for the kill, however, so that's a nice little nuance. It is sleeping here. Should I put some bombs down? Nah, let's just go for the full attack here. I'm going to sneak up on the monster, and I'm going to use my Hunter Art, fly up in the air. Let's go crashing down. Alright, let's tag her. Let's do that one more time, because it's just standing still. Okay, now let's go poke, poke, poke. What is he running away? A Hermitar here. Interesting. We could play the minigame here. Let's do that. Should be one hit from this minigame and it should be dead. At least in theory it should be by now. Alright. Let's see. Maybe not that one. Okay. Maybe when we do this attack. Nope. We missed. That's unfortunate. A Hermitar is way bigger than Tetradon this game. Alright. Let's see. Can I get that? Alright, and we basically made him a pancake. And that's pretty much what there is to the Lance build. Obviously, you want to use more charge swings depending on the monsters, because you could actually trip them, which is good. Something that I like to give as a word of caution for Lance user is that when it comes to Lance, you don't want to use your, horizontal swings too often, because when you swing your Lance around, you have a high potential of tripping your teammates, which is very, very frowned upon. Obviously, you could also use the dashing attacks, but I feel like it works best to just go poke, poke, poke with this particular build. You're going to be doing way more damage anyway consistently, and you'll have a little bit more leeway to get your quick guards, to be able to get your perfect parries off and everything of the sort. This one's more about guarding this particular build and countering and parrying and poking, as opposed to doing some of the more fancy or risque attacks with the Lance. Depending on the monster also is a really deciding factor in those sort of things. So the next guide that I'm going to be doing on the channel will be the brother to the Lance, the Gun Lance, which I still feel is not as good as it used to be. I feel like the Lance is way better thanks to all the quality of life improvements that they did in Sunbreak. This is definitely fun. A very, very, very strong weapon that could get you very, very fast clear times. I've been able to kill Great Azuchis in 3 to 4 minutes even with it. So, on average, you're going to see probably between 4 to 5 minute clear times on low monsters. Fire monsters, about 10 minutes is going to be the average for it. Okay, so that was 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And that's pretty much going to do it for the Lance build. If you have any questions or you want to share your build, feel free to do so in the comments. Just make sure you do so in a constructive manner. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. As always, a like is greatly appreciated. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, definitely consider doing so as it helps the channel grow. And I will see you for the next Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak video. Till next time.